Even if it's the truth, let's not cling to it. People of all kinds live in the world at the same time. Those who are looking for the truth, those who think they have already found the truth, and those who have no interest in the truth at all. On the other hand, if truth exists, can we really know this truth? If you think about it quietly, you don't even know everything about the spouse you've been living with all your life. One day, you may be surprised to discover a good or bad side of your spouse that you hadn't even thought of. Let's assume that you know your spouse 100% at any moment by conceding 100 times. Even so, after this fleeting moment, the spouse changes at least a little mentally and physically. Then you are not the same person as the spouse you already knew before. Even physically, countless cells and bacteria have died, and have already been replaced by others. Mentally, a lot of information was newly entered and already organized, and unnecessary things were erased. It's hard to see them as 100% the same person after a little bit of time has passed. To know something like this is to know only a part of it, not all of it. It's really not that easy to know everything. Of course, there are many people around who affirm and assert that they know something for sure. But is the world I see really real? Could it be that the world in front of me is the world seen through a mirror? Could it be that I am in an elaborately programmed computer game or virtual reality? Perhaps. The truth I know is not the actual truth itself, but the truth in a mirror or virtual reality. It may not be the true truth, but an illusion resulting from a false perception of reality. It is difficult to know the full extent of any truth, no matter how small. Let's say that even a part of that truth is realized after a lot of hard work. Is there a way to express that truth in an objective way at this time? Let's take an example. The moment you drive on the highway and enter Seoul, Korea, you will see a signpost that reads, Seoul. The moment you see the milestone called Seoul, each person who sees it will have a different idea. A warm house waiting for a loving family, a cold and lonely semi-basement room, a street with colorful lights at night, a dark and smelly back alley, and so on. Also, those milestones represent Seoul, not Seoul itself. When you say something like this or express it in writing, it does something similar to a milestone, but it is not itself. Therefore, no matter what anyone says is the truth, it should be regarded as a milestone. A milestone must be approached with a clear understanding that it is not what the milestone represents. Jesus, Shakyamuni, Confucius, and Socrates, who gave great teachings to the world, are believed to have been with the truth. However, there is no story that any of them wrote the book themselves. Could it be because he knew that there was no way to express the truth in imperfect letters? Likewise, it is impossible even for a sage to express objectively, no matter how small things in the world, in words or writing. Even the smallest things cannot be expressed properly. Much less it would have been impossible to express the truth in words or writing. It is doubtful whether any of the so-called truth is expressed properly in words or writings. Therefore, there is no need to be too buried or obsessed with the words or letters that express the truth. This is because it is impossible to express the complete truth with imperfect words or letters. So, what the hell is the truth? The things that are talked about as the so-called truth are only vague expressions of the truth in the thick fog. Moreover, truth is not separate. Everything in the world itself is the truth. Therefore, if you say or express something as truth, it is no longer the truth. It may be similar to or close to the truth, but it cannot be the truth itself. Like this, most of what we believe to be truth is not truth. Speaking and writing the truth is like saying that someone who has only seen the shadow of something knows the owner of the shadow. The shadow of truth cannot be the truth itself. Even if you see the real face of the truth, not a shadow. You are only seeing the shell of the truth. It's like saying you know a lion by looking at its shadow. Even if you saw a real lion in person, you only saw the exterior of the lion, and it is like the reason that you cannot know everything. On the other hand, the expression of truth is inevitably different for each person, such as touching an elephant's leg and talking as if he knows all about elephants. In other words, no word or expression can fully express the truth. In this way, everything is one, and since that oneness is the truth itself, it cannot be separated and described as truth or expressed in writing. The moment you take away the truth and think, speak, and write it, it is no longer the truth. If you have seen even the shadow of the truth, it is just another choice to live by the truth or not. For the first cause, no matter what kind of life you live, it is not contrary to the truth. Realizing the truth is like getting a guidebook to help you ponder and choose what kind of life to live. Enlightenment helps me to choose the life that suits my taste and live smoothly. Therefore, there is no need to worry too much about realizing only the truth. When I travel, I feel anxious without a guide. Instead, you can have a different experience that makes your heart beat. And what I firmly believe to be the truth may not be the truth. If you blindly believe in an incomplete truth and become obsessed with it, you may separate yourself from others, force your beliefs on others, and eventually resort to violence. The process and result may provide each other with a different experience and environment, but it will be too cruel and harsh. No matter what you choose, it's not easy to let go of your obsession. However, since everything is already complete, there is no need to obsess over it. In other words, always keep the truth in mind when you think, speak, or act, but don't be too attached to the truth. Thank you very much for watching this video.